other laws also. So you have to see that how to crack that problem. That means you should have basic knowledge of each and every subject. Basic knowledge of each and every subject means you should study while reading the problem, that what is my first law, what is my sister concern law, and what is my helping laws. What is the first law? For example, the problem is on criminal law. The first law is criminal law, but that problem has sister concerned as, for example, constitution law, and there is a contractual obligation also. So these two other laws are your sister concern law. The third one has helping law. For example, the helping law could be, there is a problem of Arms Act, there is a sub issue of Arms Act. So the Arms Act could be your helping law. For example, there is a matter of service in that same problem. So the service laws could be your helping laws. So you have to keep that also in mind. The fourth important thing is researching skill. Yes, the person, the team, the whole team should know how to research. If you don't have basic knowledge about research, if you don't know what are the different tools for good research, then in this stage only you lose your competition. Because if you are not having good researching skills, then I'm really sorry, the outcome of your research would be a mere piece of paper rather than a winning memorial. So researching skills, there are so many videos even of mine also, you can see them, you can know how to research. But researching skills are good. You cannot cite, for example, just mere instance, you cannot cite an Indian Kanun judgment as it is and can present indiankanun.com in your presentation. No, it is not an authoritative site, it is not a relevant site, it is not, you cannot. So quoting SCC online, yes, you can quote. Quoting AIR, yes, you can quote. But Wikipedia, you cannot quote Wikipedia. So there are good sources, there are bad sources. So you cannot quote bad sources. You have to see, you have to refine yourself with good sources. The next one is drafting skills. Yes, once you know that you can do good research, you should know how to draft it. For example, a good knowledge of MS Word. For example, a good knowledge of Blue Book citation. For example, a good knowledge of APA format. For example, the good knowledge of formatting skills, because every competition has their own formatting skills. So drafting is another skill through which, you can win the moot court competition. The next one is analyzing skills. Yes, once you research about the moot problem, you started drafting about the moot problem, you should know where to write what. At times what happened, while writing about issues and sub issues, the person don't know where to write what, and in that haphazard manner he produces the memorial, and that memorial is good for nothing. So the person, the research, the mooter should know where to write what. That is also a skill that we call analyzing skill. See, it's a chain of sequence, the same way as it's a chain of argument. You should know that in what place that particular argument should come. The next one is mastery over written language. See, speaking English is different, writing in English is different. I'm not talking about only the moot courts which are English specific. There are moot courts where you can use Hindi as your medium, and local language moot courts are also there. So the next one is mastery over written language. So the person should know good grammar, the person should know good punctuation, the person should has a basic knowledge about your written language. The next one is presentation. Yes, presentation is of two types. The first one is of memorial and the second one is yourself. I'll speak about yourself first and then I'll go about the memorial. The first, while talking about presentation, the first one is your own personality. See, when the team came to a moot court hall, the whole team represent as a team, and the three of them being valued by the judges. So you should see that your personality is very much important. How you look, how you dress up, how you stand, how you speak. So your own personality is very important. The second one is your team spirit. See, what do you mean by team spirit? When I'm talking about the moot court competition day and you are sitting as a team, you have a team code. That means three of you having one particular code. That means you should be connected to each other in the manner that if one question been asked to a mooter and researcher is not able to answer, the other mooter has to help the researcher. So that kind of team spirit should be between the whole team. The teamwork matters the most at the time of presentation, because it's not always the first mooter is speaking and he is not able to answer, then the two members are sitting with the documents, with the material. So helping that person is one of very important. The third one is command over language. Before I spoke about the written language, here I'm talking about your own language. See, choosing good words in your presentation, one. Second, clearing those words while you are presenting yourself. See, your speed should be this much that you are talking to the judges. Your speed should be that much that your judges should understand you. Your variation, your voice modulation should be this much that your judges should be interested in you. So speaking or presenting yourself should be in that manner that the judges should not lose the interest. The moment they lose the interest, the whole game is over. The next one is convincing power. See how convincing power comes. Convincing power comes when you know that what you are speaking and how you are speaking, both two things should be keep in mind. What you are speaking should have proper argument, should have some specific basis, and how you are speaking. You should not be so easygoing that you don't care about it. No, then convincing power will not come. You should be authoritative a little. You should not be so much authoritative that judges will think that you are, egoistic. No, but you have to be authoritative and you have to be commanding in that manner that the judges should, even if it is a wrong argument. Let me put in a different way. Even if you know that this argument is just a quick, to brainwash the judges, but put in that way that the judges will be convinced by your argument. The next one is humbleness. At times, what happened, even being judges, we have seen that the students, the mooters, become reluctant about their argument. No, you have to be humble while putting up. Now you may ask me a question just a second before. You were talking about authoritative and now you are talking about humbleness. Yes, the both things goes hand in hand while mooter talks about it. That is a tactic. A mooter should know how to play diplomatically, when to use authority and when to be humble. The next one is replying to the question of judges. While speaking, the judges may ask you any random question, and you may like, let me finish first and then I may reply to your question. No, you have to full stop your argument then and there and then reply to your judge's question. But for example, you don't know the answer and your whole team who's sitting next to you is also not able to help you, then what is next? You have to pardon yourself, but maybe that pardon can give a negative impact on your presentation. So how to pardon yourself is a tactic. It is an art. That art you have to learn. That yes, my lordship or ladyship, I I will get back to your question in my later speech, or I'll answer your question in my later speech. So you are not saying no also, you are not saying yes also. But in later speech, even judges know that the person don't know answer, but you have not said plain no. So you have to see that how to in a diplomatic manner you have to make a bridge between you and judges. The next one is attitude towards the case. You know that this is a hypothetical case. You know that there are no clients with you. You know that there will be no winning and losing of the case, but winning and losing of the moot court competition. What happened is the emotional connect to the parties and to the case, the mooters forget about it. They just focus about how to win and how to lose. Just argument, argument, argument. No, you have to be emotionally, sympathetically connected to the case, connected to the parties, that this case, these two parties, one party matters the most to me. Then only the judges can be connected. Okay, you have an emotional bond with the XYZ party and you have the emotional bond with this case. Then only you can be thinking positively about your, you should have a spirit that yes, if I'll help my client, if I can win this case, this is the ultimate object of my life. The next one is attitude towards the opponent. Yes, my dear future mooters, I have seen that in in moot court competition there is a very bad and negative attitude towards the different party or different opposite team. It should not be. It is a very bad impact over the judges when they are giving you marks, that you spoke to them in rebuttal or replying to them very badly or very abruptly. Then the judges think, no, you don't have diplomacy, you don't deserve this. So attitude towards opponent is very important. You should have positive. They are doing their job, you are doing your job. So let's have that demarcation between the two. The next one is the most important. How to start the case. The question asked by many years time by the students, that how to start the presentation of the case. Presentation of the case, I'll deal in the later part of mine when I'll talk about memorial. The presentation of the case is very important. You should start from A and end with Z. It's a chain, so don't break the chain. Yes, there are full stop, there are paragraphs being changed by the judges when they ask different question, abrupt question, out of the box question, but you have to stick on to that chain. You should not break that chain. Once the chain been broken, you've been done. Secondly, you should not use paper. Many a time the students does what, they take the paper to the podium and then they read and then they speak to the judges. No, that's a very bad and very different approach comes to the judges. You should not read from the paper. Then how to do it? Yes, make a key points, just take a glance. You should not read, you should just take a highlight and speak. The next one is body language. Yes, it matters. We have exercise about body language in my moot court classes, and I'll tell you that podium or the stool which comes to stand while talking about while talking in front of judges. You should know how to stand behind it, because you cannot see yourself, your teammate cannot see you, but the judges can see you. Your body language, how to stand, how to use your hand, how to use your eyes, how to use your neck, how to you should be still or you should be a little moved. These questions are important. You should practice in your law school while using the podium and a stool and a bench, because either of them can be in your competition. You should have the practice of it also, that how to use it. The next one is speaking skills. I spoke about speaking skills. Let me just put you one example. We have seen the expression of what in different types, because the word what can give you different aspects. So speaking skills is one of the important thing. You must have heard of radio jockeys. They speak behind doors in a closed compartment, but the manner, the way they spoke, it's been clear to us. It looks like they are speaking in our ears. They're in front of us and they are just telling us. So that is speaking skills, that is speech therapy. You should practice your arguments, your argument advance in front of your team at least 4 5 times before going to the judges. How many times you have the practice, there will be good chances of winning the competition. The last is, and the 10th one is memorial. Memorial is we call it halfway of moot court competition, because it has good number of marks. How to make memorial, what is important in memorial, what is the structure of memorial, I'll just put emphasis on it. Memorial has started with front page, end with prayer. I'll tell you, I'll brief you about, you can jot down it also. Memorial has front page where the name of the competition, name of the parties, your team code has to come. Then the second page has to be blank. Then the third page should be table of index. In index, there are number of things which you will be discussing in the later stage. It starts with your summary of cases, it starts with your jurisdiction, then it comes as your argument, no, sorry, issues, then it comes your arguments, then argument advance, and lastly it has prayer. In table of index we give table of cases also, table of authorities also, table of books, articles, bibliography also. So all these things you have to keep in mind while making a memorial. uh, the next thing is, in the memorial, how to present it. Memorial has three things: opening statement, closing statement, and arguments. The opening statement is very important. What happened? You go and you start with your facts, summary of the facts. Judges, the moment you talk about summary, judges say, no, come to the jurisdiction part or come to the issue. And then whole thing which you have learned and gab, everything goes into vain, and you are like, where I was. So this has to be keep in mind. Then in your opening statement, you could have been laid up to start with jurisdiction, you could be laid up to start with issues, you can be laid up to start with the specific issues, because there are different kinds of issues, facts and issues. So the judge may ask you, come to the relevant facts, come to the leading facts, but you have a line of speaking, you have wrote everything in the memorial and you want to read it, but no, you can be jumped by judges on any point, even straighten away to the issues. So opening statement is always important, because it's like they give the ideas whether you will be heard by judges in your full presentation or not. The second one is, uh, I'll go specifically about arguments and arguments advanced. See, what is argument and what is argument advanced? Arguments are the specific and brief keys which you want to put up, and argument advanced is the detailed analysis of those keys. So it's like, it is the content, it is the detail. So in arguments, you have to keep in mind that it should be brief, simple, to the point, and without proper authorities. Then the argument advance should be detailed, properly written, with proper citation, with proper authorities. So at times what happens, students just confuse between the two. They mix up everything and then they don't know how to write it. And it's not always that argument advance has to be one. Argument advance could be, for example, the issue is A killed B. Simple. A killed B with the help of knife. Then the argument is A killed B with a sharp edge knife. Then you will go to the argument advanced. In argument advance, you will take the help from the fact sheet. That fact sheet proved this, that A killed B. A had a sharp edge knife first. In relevant cases, relevant cases, A killed, for example, Ram, Sham, Mohan, whatever, they killed while having the sharp edge knife to XYZ. Then in those cases, Ram, Sham, Mohan got these many punishments, so hence proof the A should have this punishment. This is a kind of argument advance. You have seen that the argument is one line, but argument advanced has proved it with some formulas. I call it, I'll tell you, the issues are problem, the arguments is formula, and argument advanced is the detail of it. You must have maths in your schools. What you did is question, formula, and the solve. So the same is, issues are questions, argument is your formula, and argument advance is your proper solution. In solution you write henceforth, hence proved, this is this. The same ways in argument advance you have to say that this is this. So argument advance should be properly formulated. The last one is your prayer. What happened is what, and it's a general mistake done by students. They simply write the prayer is this. No, think about the prayer from your heart, and just imagine if this kind of case comes to you, what you really want as a relief, and then write that relief in the prayer. Because judges ask you that why you written only 7 years punishment, why not 10 year, why not 12 year, why not life imprisonment? And then you become blank. You were like, okay, the other cases says 7 years, so I thought it should be 7 years. No, no, every case is different. You should see that what is your case, how it is different, and what punishment you are looking for. It may be the case which you have seen is 12 years before, 20 years before, 50 years before. It's 2020. You have to see that what kind of different punishment the person should be looking for. Then fine. Fine is very important. We are living in compensatory jurisprudence. People don't talk about compensation in your prayer. Students forget about it. We should mention about the fine, we should mention about the compensation as a relief in the prayer. Third important thing, students forget about to stand and the posture while making a prayer. It is very important. You have to properly stand as a team. Then you should seek the relief from the court, and in the manner that you are desperate about that relief. If you're not, your desperation for winning and losing comes in the prayer. Lastly, and then I'll be open to the question, is rebuttal. At times there is no rebuttal given in the competition, but most of the times it is given in the competition. What is rebuttal? So one team has presented, second team has presented. Now the first team has the chance to take the second team's loopholes and present before the case. This is on the spot first. This is presence of mind. This is one line argument you have to frame. So as a team you are working about the opposite argument. So you have to find the specific loophole. It should be crisp, it should be brief, it should be to the point, and it should find fault in the other's argument. The same way, when the second team is presenting, they have to find the faults from the first team. So, this is all for tactics of winning a moot from my side. Now, I'm open to the question. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. I would like to request the interns if they have any questions, they can right away ask ma'am and clear their doubts.
Yes, please, students. I'm open to you. To your any question, any doubts you must have in your mind.
One more thing, ma'am. Actually, we have this memorial writing competition. So we already have this training session, but is there anything else you would like to add on? What all specification they must keep in their mind while preparing the memorials? Because some of them are asking us to give the samples to them
Hmm.
so that they can
Hmm.
have some little idea about it. We have already forwarded 2, 3 documents to them, but still
Hmm.
any guidance from your side which will be helpful for the students?
See, drafting a memorial like cannot be summarized in one lecture, 1 hour lecture. But yes, drafting a memo, they cannot, they may take an idea from other sample, but every proposition has a different kind of memorial. Just the outer look, just the design is the same, but every word, every argument, every facts and issue is different. Let me give them some keys. uh, I have given them design. It should be front page. It should be your index. It should be summary of facts. It should be jurisdiction, statement of jurisdiction. It should be statement of your issues. Then there should be your arguments. There should be argument advance, and the last is prayer. So this is the design. They have to keep these headings in mind. But problem comes. The problem comes, first problem comes when to narrow down the summary, of your problem. For example, the problem is of 2 pages, and they have to summarize it in half paragraph, or sorry, half page. The problem comes. They have to find the relevant facts, they have to find the leading facts, and they have to find even the introduction. So 2 page problem has to summarize in half page is a problem. And that from here itself the mistake has started. How to do it? First of all, read the problem at least 4 to 5 times. While you are reading the problem, you'll get to know that how where the turns and twist has come in the problem. So those turns and twists being laid as leading issues. Then you have to see that, for example, A and B are businessmen, so they have a contract, they have a partnership. So this is a relevant fact that A and B been into a partnership. So to know the relevant, sorry, to find relevant and leading fact is an art. Every student, every mooter has to know it, that how to find it. So they have to be specifically crisp and clear about finding it. The second one is finding jurisdiction. Very difficult, very problematic. If it is an appeal, first appeal, second appeal, it is a constitutional appeal, it is a leave petition, then they have to find, if it is a first and second appeal, they have to go to either CPC and CRPC. If it is an appeal to Supreme Court, they have to see in constitution. If it is a special leave petition, they have to go to constitution. If it is a writ petition, then they have to go to constitution. So to find a jurisdiction and rightful jurisdiction, because at times the judges don't listen the whole team, the mooters, when they find that the jurisdiction is wrong. So to find the rightful jurisdiction, another art. The third one is making issues. At times, what happened? The competition, or the organizer of the competition provides you issues. Very good. Half of the battle solved. But when you have to make your own issues, there is a problem. Why? Because issues are the questions, as I just discussed with you. If you have the right question, then only you will find the right answer. If you don't have right question, then you will not find right answer. So finding good or and proper issues is another thing. How to find a proper issue? For example, you saw a problem, and then you see that this problem has this relevant fact, this leading fact. Then you see that there is an issue that whether A killed B, or whether there is a breach of partnership between A and B. Good, simple issue. But what about the two more issues? Because standardly, generalized, in general manner, there should be minimum 3 issues, maximum 5 issues, and standard says there should be 4 issues. So there is 3, 4, 5. This is the ratio. So you have to find 4 more issues. Here comes with your art, how much good time you have read the problem. I have told you that you have to read the problem at least 4 to 5 times. How much properly you had that problem, then only you can find the issues. Then comes with arguments. Good questions, you had the proper question. Then comes your books, your reading books, your reference books, your bare acts. They will give you proper and good arguments, and your commentaries will give you argument advance, because your research skill is important. How much good research you will do, then only you can find proper argument and argument advance. Otherwise, little knowledge will not lead you anywhere. You have to find proper issues, you have to find proper arguments, and from commentaries and reference books you have to find, and your cases, you have to find what different cases are supporting me. One more key is important here. There are cases which are opposing to your particular argument. Then those particular argument also keep in mind, only in mind, because maybe your opponent has those cases, maybe he is also well prepared like you. Then you should know that how to rebut those particular arguments. So always prepare your quiz from both the sides. A lawyer, a good lawyer, an intelligent lawyer has to and is prepared the case from both the sides, because you know that the other person's card also, because you have to win the case. The next one is prayer. We had enough talk about prayer. So see, memorial, lastly I'll say memorial should be neatly, properly written with proper and commanding language. Otherwise it's impossible to win the battle. This is all from my side about the memorial. Thank you for your question, Rashmi.
Yes, ma'am. And there is one more question from Kushi.
Please, I would love to answer.
What is the significance of compendium?
Compendium is important. When I was talking about the team spirit, you don't have compendium in the podium, but your team has, and judge asks you a specific question, that this is the question and you have to tell the authority. In compendium you have the authority. The moment you had the question, you can take the compendium and produce in front of the judge. It's like your own master copy of all the authorities cited in the memorial. Rashmi?
Yes, thank you, ma'am. Do we have questions right now?
Good evening, ma'am. Currently, ma'am, we don't
Good
have any
evening.
questions. But if it's okay with you, we can send you the questions via email.
Yeah, I would love to answer them. No issues.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rashmi.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for taking out time from your busy schedule. As we know, you have a very cute boy with you, and he's so
Thank
naughty.
you.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.